Good day! As future educators and as Filipinos, it is crucial to know and learn about the laws that prescribes the code of heraldic items and devices in our country. Thus, today, we will be tackling about the Republic Act No. 8491, or which is known as the Flag and Heraldic Code of the Philippines. It is signed into law by former President Fidel V. Ramos on February 12, 1998. So, what is RA 8491 all about? It is an act prescribing the code of the national flag, national anthem, national motto, coat of arms, and other heraldic items and devices of the Philippines. Now, let's go to the Declaration of Policy. It states that reverence and respect shall at all times be accorded to the flag, the anthem, and other national symbols which embodies the national ideals and traditions and which express the principles of sovereignty and national solidarity. The national flag. To know and learn what our flag possesses and values, let's see the design of our national flag. Let's first tackle about the design of our national flag. Here on May 19, 1898, the Philippine flag was officially adopted. It stated that the flag of the Philippines shall be blue, white, and red with an 8-rayed golden yellow sun and 3 5-pointed stars, as consecrated and honored by people. Each has the following resemblance. White triangle resembles peace, red symbolizes bravery, blue represents patriotism, the 3 gold stars and sun represents the 3 main divisions of the country, which is the Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Next is the hoisting and display of the national flag. The flag shall be displayed in all public buildings, official residences, public plazas, and institution of learning every day throughout the year. It is also mentioned in Section 7 that the flag shall also be displayed in private buildings and residences or raised in an open flag staffs in front of said buildings during the holidays. Section 10 also states that the flag, if flown from a flagpole, shall have its blue field on top in time of peace and red field on top in times of war. If hanging position, the blue field shall be to the right in times of peace and red field to the right in times of war. Flag orientation and positioning. When the Philippine flag is flown with another flag, the flags, if both are national flags, must be flown or separate staffs of the same height and shall be of equal size. When displayed with another flag, the Philippine flag shall be on the right of the other flag. A flag worn through wear and tear shall not be thrown away. It shall be solemnly burned to avoid misuse or desecration and shall be replaced immediately. It shall be raised at sunshine and lowered at sunset. It shall be on the mast at start of the official office hours and shall remain flying throughout the day. The flag may be displayed inside or outside a building or in a stationary flagpoles. The flag shall be hoisted to the top briskly and lowered ceremoniously. Conduct of flag raising ceremony. All government offices and educational institutions shall henceforth observe the flag raising ceremony every Monday morning and flag lowering ceremony every Friday afternoon. During the flag raising ceremony, the assembly shall stand in formation facing the flag. At the moment the first note of the anthem is heard, everyone in the premises shall come to attention, and the assembly shall sing the Philippine national anthem. Pledge to the flag. Section 25 states that the following shall be the pledge of the allegiance of the Philippine flag, which is the panunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas. Such pledge shall be recited while standing with the right hand palm open, raised shoulder high. Those of religious belief may show respect by standing in attention. Half-mast. As stated in section 23, the flag shall be flown at half-mast as a sign of mourning on all buildings and places where it is displayed, as provided for in this act, on the day of the official announcement of the death of any of the following officials: the President or a former President for 10 days, the Vice President, Chief Justice, President of Senate, Speakers of the House of Representatives for 7 days, and the other persons to be determined by the Institute for any period less than 7 days. The flag, when flown at the half-mast, shall be hoisted to the peak for a moment, then lowered the half-mast position. The flag shall again be raised briskly to the peak before it is lowered for the day. Casket. The flag may be used to cover the casket of honored dead in the military, veterans of previous wars, national artists, and civilians who have rendered distinguished service to the nation, as may be determined by the local government until concerned. In such cases, the flag shall be placed such the white triangle shall be at the head of the blue portion shall cover the right side of the casket. The flag shall not be lowered to the grave or allowed to touch the ground, but shall be folded solemnly and handed over to the heirs of the deceased. Flag Days. The period May 28 to June 12 of each year is declared as the Flag Days of RA 8491. It shall be prohibited to mutilate, deface, defile, trample, or on a cast contempt, any act or omission casting dishonor or ridicule upon the flag over its surface. To dip the flag to any person or object by the way of compliment or salute. It also shall be prohibited to use the flag as the following: as a drapery, festoon, tablecloth, covering for ceilings, walls, statues, or other objects. It's also prohibited to use the flag as a pennant in the hood, side, back, and top of motor vehicles, a staff or a whip, for unveiling monuments or statues, as trademarks or of industrial, commercial, or agricultural labels or designs. It shall also be prohibited to display the flag under any painting or picture, horizontally face up, and it shall always be hoisted aloft and be allowed to fall freely. It shall also be prohibited to display the flag below any platform, or in discotheques, cockpits, nights and day clubs, casinos, gambling joints, and places of vice or where frivolity prevails. It shall also be prohibited to display the flag and to wear the flag in whole or in part as a costume or uniform. To add any word, figure, mark, picture, design, drawing, advertisements, or imprint of any nature of the flag. To print, paint, or to attach representations of the flag on handkerchiefs, napkins, cushions, and other articles of merchandise. It is also prohibited to display the flag in public or any foreign flag except in embassies and other diplomatic establishments and in offices of international organizations. To use, display, or be part of any advertisement of infomercial. And lastly, it is prohibited to display the flag in front of buildings or offices occupied by aliens. The National Anthem. The national anthem is entitled Lupang Hinirang. The national anthem shall also be sung in the national language within or without the country. The rendition of the national anthem, whether played or sung, shall be accordance with the musical arrangement and composition of Julian Felipe. When the national anthem is played at a public gathering, whether by a band or by singing or both, or reproduced by any means, the attending public shall sing the anthem. The singing must be done with fervor. As a sign of respect, all persons shall stand at attention and face the flag or the Philippine flag. If there is one displayed, and if there is none, they shall face the band or the conductor. At the first note, all persons shall execute a salute by placing the right palm over their left chest. Those in military, scouting, citizens, military training, and security guard uniforms shall give the salute prescribed by their regulations. The salute shall be completed upon the last note of the anthem. The anthem shall not be played and sung for mere creation, amusement, or entertainment purposes except on the following occasions, on formal occasions also. All offices and employees of the national and local governments and any agencies or instrumentalities thereof, including the government-owned or controlled corporations, privately owned entities of offices displaying the national flag, and the government institution of learning are hereby directed to comply strictly with the rules prescribed for the rendition of the anthem. Failure to observe the rules shall be a ground for administrative discipline. National Coat of Arms. The national coat of arms shall have pale waist of 2 pieces, azure and gules, a chief argent studded with 3 mulets equidistant from each other, and in point of honor, avoid argent over all the sun rayonant with 8 minor lazzarays. Beneath shall be the scroll with the word Republika ng Pilipinas inscribed thereon. The Great Seal. The Great Seal shall be circular in form, with the arms as described in the preceding section, but without the scroll and the inscription thereon. Surrounding the whole shall be a double marginal circle, within which shall appear the words Republika ng Pilipinas. For the purpose of placing the Great Seal, the color of the arms shall not be deemed essential, but tincture representation must be used. The Great Seal shall bear the national motto. The Great Seal shall be affixed to or placed upon all commissions signed by the President and upon such other official documents and papers of the Republic of the Philippines as may be provided by law or as may be required by custom and usage. The President shall have the custody of the Great Seal. Official seals and other heraldic items and devices. Any government entity, including the military, may adopt appropriate coat of arms, administrative seals, logos, insignia, badges, patches, banners, or initiate awards, citations, orders of decorations as may be authorized by the Congress of the Office of the President. Such heraldic devices and items shall be filed with the Institute for recording and evaluation as to precedence, design, custom, and traditions. The Institute shall promulgate the corresponding rules and regulations which shall be submitted for approval of the Office of the President or to Congress. All government offices, including the military, are hereby ordered to purchase all heraldic items and devices from manufacturers accredited and authorized by the Institute. Such items and devices shall be subject to inspection by the purchasing agencies, internal inspectors, and COA representative using the design and specification approved by the Office of the President or by the Congress through the Institute. No government official or employee shall accept any orders or decorations from any designs from any foreign government without the consent of the Congress, and without the prior evaluation and documentation of such order or decoration by the Institute. Now, here are the penalties. According to Section 48, failure or refusal to observe the provision of this Act and any violations of the corresponding rules and regulations issued by the Office of the President shall, after proper notice and hearing, be penalized by public censure, which shall be published at least once in a newspaper or general circulation. The Department of Education, Culture and Sports, or DEX, and the Commission of Higher Education shall ensure that the national anthem, as adopted by law, shall be committed to memory by all students of both public and private educational institutions and performed during the flag ceremony conducted in accordance with the rules and regulations issued by the Office of the President. Any persons or judicial entity which violates any of the provisions of this Act shall be upon conviction and be punished by a fine of not less than 5,000 pesos or not more than 20,000 pesos, or by imprisonment for not more than 1 year, or both such fine and imprisonment at the discretion of the court, provided that for any second and additional offenses, both fine and imprisonment shall always be imposed, provided that, in case the violation is committed by a judicial person, its president or chief executive officer therefore shall be liable. Common provisions. The Institute shall issue the necessary rules and regulations to implement the provision of this Act within 90 days after effectivity. The Institute shall submit its rules and regulations to the Office of the President and the Congress of the Philippines. The Institute shall also be responsible for the strict enforcement of the provision of this Act. It may call upon any government department, agency, office, and government instrumentality, including government corporations and local government units, for such assistance as it may deem necessary for the effective discharge of its functions under this Act. Separability clause. If any provisions or part hereof is held invalid, separability clause. If any provision or part hereof is held invalid or unconstitutional, the remainder of this Act, not otherwise affected, shall be valid and subsisting. Repealing clause. Any law, presidential decree or issuance, executive orders, letter of instruction, administration or administrative order, rule and regulation contrary to or inconsistent with provisions of this Act is hereby repealed, modified, or amended accordingly. Section 55. Effectivity. This Act shall be effective 15 days from the date of its publication in Official Gazette or in at least 2 newspapers of general circulation. And that ends our discussion for today. I hope you can have takeaways with you after you learned about our heraldic codes and laws about our national flag. Let me leave a saying from Claro Miss M. Recto Jr. Nationalism is nourished by a sense of history. It is of its essence to know profoundly the past, so that we may be in complete openness with the men who made that history and in intimate communion with their thoughts, their deeds, and their noble lives. Thank you.